the hazards of this job extend long after the call. There are exposures in the stations, on scene, and throughout our daily occupation that the average citizen is not subjected to. The one that has sent shockwaves through the fire service has been this cancer risk.
The fire service, it's kind of cliche, but we're one big family. And we really are. You spend 24 hours at a time with these guys, and you start seeing things like that impact them, start seeing it impact their families.
My name's Malcolm Courtner. I'm a firefighter here for Des Moines Fire Department. I was at work one day and I just didn't feel good. I was at a different station and I was like, man, I feel terrible. So I was seen in urgent care and they're like, sounds like you got a headache, man. Like you probably just need to go home and relax. And by the time my wife got home, she was like, what's wrong? And so we ended up going to the emergency room in the small town where we live and had an MRI and they're like, brain tumor.
About 10 years ago now, almost exactly 10 years ago, the firefighter cancer cohort study was kicked off by the University of Miami and the University of Arizona. And real early on in that process, the first expansion, Des Moines signed on to be a member. That involved blood work, that involved questionnaires, documenting scene exposures, and urine analysis, and a number of other things that we could participate in terms of giving biological samples and find out what that exposure was in that particular instance. We parlayed that opportunity into digging into other opportunities to minimize exposures.
It's been tough and these guys have embraced it. Malcolm is amazing and he's been so generous with his time and doing things like this and helping us raise awareness. He's been up at the Capitol, and so if he can do that, we'll make sure that it's covered and that fewer guys are getting cancer.
So the National Firefighter Registry launched a little over a year ago, and it is a comprehensive look at our nation's fire service. The ask and the invitation from the National Firefighter Registry was that all firefighters sign up. And it allows you then to document where you've been a firefighter, whether or not you've been diagnosed with cancer, and it starts to create a database for researchers to look at what are the connections between firefighting and cancer, and maybe firefighting and other health risks. If we don't have data and science, then we don't know what causes it. We don't know where the exposures occur, and this is yet another link that researchers can put together to help provide the fire service with better data.
Did sign up for it, and obviously I think it's a good thing. There's not a bunch of good databases that say like, hey, if you've got cancer, this is what you did for a living. Here's some of the risk factors that you were exposed to. Are there risk factors that you were exposed to? If there wasn't, we can move over here and we can look at some of these risk factors. So I think in conglomeration, the whole process will work better if there is a system.
The decision to sign up for the National Firefighter Registry was a no-brainer for me. It took about 30 minutes, and now they have another piece of data that they can connect to the fire service and hopefully draw some meaningful conclusions. We'll never remove all the risk from firefighting, but we know that we can always do better.
We're going to make a difference.